Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Alexander Hilly123 here, and it's time for a new video. Little smirk on my face here. It's time again for a summer of gaming. It's going to be a big summer of gaming, apparently. So, this only dropped last week that this was going to happen today. I'm in the middle on my YouTube at the moment, on my YouTube channel, of doing a Resident Evil Village Let's Play. It's not a first playthrough, I'm just doing a kind of hybrid of a walkthrough and a Let's Play Resi Village. And then this came up, and I don't like stopping a video in a series of videos to do something different, but I've had to here in the midst of uploading that. But it's Sony State of Play, it's June, it's what should be E3, but isn't any longer, of course. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Bethesda and Microsoft together, and we've got Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, so I would anticipate this being the shittest of the three. Obviously, you've got a few other bits and bobs. I know there's a PC gaming one and other such thing, an indie one and everything, blah, blah, blah. But we're hoping for a few interesting reveals here, perhaps. Hopefully something fresh. Hopefully not just remakes, remasters and sequels. There is a place for all those three in modern gaming, but it's like I always say, we need a balance. And right now, the landscape of modern gaming is all about those things. It's not about brand new titles. That being said, a lot of what I'm looking forward to, well, if it's something brand new, you don't know you're looking forward to it, that's it. You want something to intrigue you, to entice you, and I don't see that in modern gaming. But in terms of everything I just mentioned, sequels, remakes, remasters, I'm excited to perhaps know about Alan Wake 2 release date, Callisto Protocol release date, Resident Evil 8 Village DLC, Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm open for a Resident Evil collection where Capcom finally stop being lazy bastards and put all the classic games on Steam or something like that, but I don't think they ever will, because they pretend that those old Resi games don't exist because they need the new ones to sell. They might even show off the release date of the next gen versions of Resident Evil 2, 3 remakes and 7. So yeah, if you guys are watching my content for the first time as I upload this to YouTube as a clickbaity video, oh yeah, I've got to do these reaction videos. I really have, a couple of times a year, just to help my channel. Sometimes it can get a lot of views, but I am passionate. You're not going to see any fake reactions if I'm not interested in something. If it's for kiddies and I don't like it, if it's Battle Royale, if it's a lot of the modern tropes of gaming I don't like, I miss linear games, I miss story single-player games that last about 12 to 15 hours. Yes, there are single-player games these days, but we're obsessed with the open world. And I just bought Ghost of Tsushima, ladies and gentlemen. Been waiting to play that for 2 years since it came out. Finally, I found it for under 25 quid. So, I'm not adverse to some open-world games. I do like some. I've not played one for ages. That's why I'm actually really excited to play Ghost of Tsushima. But, yeah, I'm about linear, story-based driven games, survival horror specifically. So, if you guys are wondering what I'm hyped about, and hopefully by the time you guys watch this video, you'll know what's happened at State of Play, of course, because I'm not live streaming this. I'm going to be uploading it as soon as it's done. I do believe this is going to be about 30-40 minutes long. I'm just going to unmute these nobodies. It's now 11 o'clock here in the United Kingdom.
Now you can play more than before on the go.
But these idiots are still talking.
Just $40.
And they're advertising as well.
Well, it looks like the PlayStation State of Play is going to be starting in any second now. We're just about to get there, so we're going to shut up so you can all...
I keep thinking the webcam's there, but that's my microphone. I keep looking into it. You guys are there.
A live episode of Podcast Beyond where we'll break down everything that got shown off. And
Are they frozen?
let's go to the State of Play in just a minute. I can't believe it.
You want to just chat for 39 seconds?
We can do it. How are you doing?
Why is the video frozen, you douchebags?
This is my Hail Mary. Handhelds are immensely popular again. The Switch is crushing it. Steam just put out the Steam Deck.
Why is this happening?
Analog Pocket rules. Great time. Vita 2, bring it back. I need another dedicated Sony handheld gaming platform that plays all my favorite PlayStation games.
Brian,
What format is it using?
Oh my god, the fucking video. The video has paused. I don't know why this is happening. Why is this happening?
Yes, three.
well,
It's
we'll
in the
see if
middle
that
of the
Why is this happening?
happens. We're going to the State of Play. Enjoy.
It stopped happening. It's okay now. Oh my god, my stomach's grumbling as well. That wasn't the stream. That was on my side. OBS or some shit. I hate OBS. Here's the rotor. Here's the rotor, ladies and gentlemen. Last of Us remake. A remake no one wanted. Plague Tale 2, I'm excited for that. Not Red Dead Redemption remake. I'm not having it. I don't want remakes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm bloody sick of them. The volume's gone a lot higher. Fucking hell.
Condor 1 to Roost. I've located Baby Eagle.
Damn, son. Damn.
Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
The Red 9 people. Morias vive. Damn, son.
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
That looked pretty sick. I knew they were going with a darker tone, that's what we'd heard.
Just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
Release date, ladies and gentlemen. Capcom don't do delays. These motherfuckers are putting in work at the moment, I'm telling you. Holy shit! VR content also in development. So, does that mean this is going to be in first person?
And we've got some great PlayStation updates to share with you today.
Does that mean it's going to be in first person?
Kicking it off with Resident Evil 4, coming to PS5 with PlayStation VR2 content.
Come on, I'm not ready for a night attack yet. Callisto Protocol. Here we go, boys!
Take a look outside. Did you know that they call Callisto the dead moon? Dead. Just like you would have been if I hadn't fished you out of that wreck. So whatever you're holding on to right there, that's your old life. You gotta let that go. Because your new life is entirely in my hands. I'm just trying to give you a chance at rebirth.
Alter egos from the evolving. That's what those enemies are from. Oh, I heard there's a bit of melee in this game. Oh, sick.
I just love that last part.
Oh, I think they were an enemy in Dead Space that never made it. This is the one, motherfuckers, I'm telling you right now. Yeah, it's December! Right at the end of the year. I hope it don't get delayed. It's not really a Christmas game, is it? That looks sick. That looks sick. That's the game I am most hyped about, ladies and gentlemen. And there we have it. December the 2nd, 2022. They won't want to delay it because the Dead Space remake is coming out in 2023. So they won't want to delay it. It looks very gritty, very violent. The melee, the head stomp. The head stomp. Did you see some of the enemy designs? The gameplay looks sick. Puzzles, atmosphere. That looks absolutely amazing. That is exactly my bag. I'm hyped as fuck for that game. game, you see, could get delayed. Is that it?
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Don't forget
Okay.
to visit PlayStation blog
Short and
to
sweet.
learn more about today's
Not loads of games. It is just state of play. There will be certain PlayStation games shown at Jeff Keighley's Games Fest, so let's not forget that. It isn't like me to behave like this, but I thought that was okay, and it's not the end of the world that we didn't see loads. And you know what? Let's look back at my notes. I don't know if the IGN guys are going to come back. Perhaps they're not. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say, first and foremost, I did mention that Resi 4 Remake, or anything Resident Evil related, is my favourite gaming series of all time. I was hyped about Callisto Protocol. I was hyped about. We didn't see anything about Alan Wake, or a Silent Hill reboot, or Metal Gear Solid remake, which I still think one day will happen. Plague Tale 2, I don't think that's got a release date yet. That could be next week.
Release dates for a bunch of stuff. We got a ton of
IGN are back.
almost everything that we predicted in the pre-show. Was you.
So I'm just going to turn these guys... Well, I'm going to mute them and keep the video up just for you guys to see something. This video is only going to last a couple more minutes. But let's talk about Resi 4 and Callisto Protocol. Resi 4 Remake, I heard it was a darker tone. It certainly looks like a darker tone. The original had an amazing sense of humour. The game was genuinely funny. And it doesn't make sense, if you're looking back now, how that game's humour somehow works, because it shouldn't work with the story and the darkness of the game. Now, obviously, it was a more action-focused game, but it's still, you know, it was brutal and gruesome, but it had humour with the dialogue between Leon and the enemies that he faced, you know, the bosses and Salazar and all that shit. And this game just looks, it looks like Resident Evil Village, but even darker, without the cheese. We saw Ashley, they're showing it now, and I think we heard a little bit of Sadler saying a very similar thing that he said in the original. It looks incredible, the engine, the atmosphere. Hopefully this is going to run like a dream on the Series X PS5, and, you know, yeah, look at it, it looks great. Leon's got that iconic coat, and I've got a big question. Is it going to be in third person, or is it going to be in first person? Because I much prefer third person. Capcom seem to have an issue making the Resi games third person now. They don't seem to want to do it. Last one they did was Revelations 2, which is like 7 years ago. I prefer third person, but considering how much of an improvement Village was on 7, yes, I am one of those people that think Village is better than 7. I think it's a much more fun game. If you want to know why, watch my Resident Evil 8 Let's Play, which I'm currently doing. I keep talking about it during the Let's Play. But yeah, I'm more convinced that they can make something good out of a first-person Resi 4 remake. I much would prefer it to be third person, but considering the fact that they're doing the VR as well for Village, just everything's in first person. Nothing's going to compare to Resi 4. It's my third favourite game in the franchise, even though it's different than the old school survival horror games, even though, yes, it spawned off the shitty action games like 5, 6, Revelations 1. I do like Revelations 2, but the series is on a good trajectory right now, and it looks gritty, it looks dark. I love survival horror, so the fact that they're making it less action-focused, it's not like the original, but I don't think the original game, with its QTEs and its contextual, you know, when you're kicking someone, you got to press square to boot them in the head, and the suplex and all that stuff. I don't think Capcom, I've said this before, I don't think Capcom, with their modern engine and the gameplay, can replicate that. I don't think they're capable. It's the Shinji Mikami genius back in 2005, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm not that triggered, I'm not that bothered about the fact that they're not staying true to the original here, because I just feel like it's survival horror and they can make something unique out of it and interesting. It's a shame that the humour seems to have gone. We've not seen any combat. It's one of Capcom's biggest issues. But overall, I'm hyped. And am I right in saying we saw early 2023? Holy shit, I can't even remember if we got a release date. I don't think we... Oh, did we? Did we get March? Oh my god, Dead Space Remake and Resident Evil 4 Remake are coming out right at the same time as each other. Woohoo! Tell you what, there's going to be a lot of triggered people out there who don't like zombie games. Well, I say that to you, I don't give a shit. Not that they're necessarily zombies. But anyway, that leads us on. There's a lot more to say about Resi 4 Remake. I might even do a video about it, standalone, ladies and gentlemen, later this year. But Callisto Protocol now, Now, which game am I more hyped about? Callisto Protocol or Resident Evil 4 Remake? Callisto Protocol. Which trailer did I think excited me more? The Resident Evil 4 trailer. Because Capcom are good at trailers. The motherfuckers know what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. They've been in this game a long time. It was a great trailer, I thought. And the Callisto Protocol trailer, it's the game I'm hyped more so than anything. I thought it was a good trailer. There is going to be combat, there is going to be action, it's gritty, it's dark, it's brutal. Combat is what it's all about with this game, I think, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be like Dead Space 3, but I think some people are going to be put off by the amount of intense, visceral games, combat that was in the trailer that will be in the proper gameplay when you start playing it for real. Now, this is third person Callisto, so I'm ultra hyped. It's from Glenn Schofield, the guy who made the original Dead Space, and the graphics look nice, the engine looks good, audio, voice acting, all that shit's popping off, atmosphere, yeah, the locales, whatever, blah blah blah. Story, there was a moment in it when someone said that he was leading our character's a guy called Jacob Lee. Through it, he was helping him survive, and it kind of gave me off Manhunt vibes. If you remember Manhunt, there was a guy who was forcing you to kill to stay alive, something like that, as far as I remember. And I think that could be a really good premise for a new survival horror game, where you're being forced to do these things. I mean, obviously, there are robot enemies, but there are monsters as well, so how can that be? I think these robots are going to be some kind of alien isolation thing, you know, with those robots in that game where they've kind of gone wrong and you're fighting against them. I know there's going to be shooting the limbs like Dead Space. Glenn Schofield created the series, so we can copy it. But there was a lot of things happening where I was just nodding my head going, yeah, I expected this, and there were a few jump scares, but it's all action focused. And I feel like I'm still ultra hyped for the game, but there was something off about the trailer where I wasn't on edge, but I was excited about it. The gameplay is what's getting me about this game, though. I think there's going to be melee like in The Last of Us, you know what I mean? Like 3 uses of this melee, hit them, it's done. There's going to be big influence from Evil Within. I know Glenn Schofield loved that game, even though everyone shit on it because they're idiots. But there was an alter ego rip-off in there as well, ladies and gentlemen. December 2022. I don't think Resi 4 Remake will get delayed because Capcom don't do delays. They certainly do remakes. But Callisto Protocol, I think, will possibly end up getting delayed, but I hope not. But there's some games to be hyped about, and obviously people like different games than me. I've done these showcases in the past where I bet people were like, oh, let's watch this bald English guy react, and then I'm criticising everything, and they're like, what the hell's he criticising? But we all like different games. I mentioned at the start of this, the kind of games that I like, and I saw 2 games there that I'm very, very hyped for. But also, maybe it's just because I was on a high after seeing Resi 4 and Callisto Protocol, but I was interested in that cat game for a while. I thought the premise is interesting, and now we've seen a little bit of gameplay. It's like, you know what, this could actually be quite fun, and that's out next month. Obviously, because it's all about playing as a cat, it's been a little bit infamous since it was first announced a year or 2 ago. But yeah, Stray looks cool, and then that roller drone, it's just a very unique premise. What the hell was that? That's the kind of game I'd expect to have been made on the PS1 back in the day. And thus, quite simply, yeah, it looks interesting. And you know, new Final Fantasy, new Street Fighter, some big returning franchises there that I'm not hyped about. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Next week, Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest and the Microsoft Bethesda Showcase. I'm relatively hyped. Hopefully we can see some good things for everyone involved. And listen, I'm not a very optimistic guy, but right now I'm saying there's some things to look forward to. Not everything's so shit. So I think on that note, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I'll be continuing my Resident Evil 8 Let's Play. Looks like there isn't going to be a DLC to Village, but yeah, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a big second half of the year on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.